Yeah, we started this movement, Liquid Go, part of the U Family initiative. Essentially, I think the reason why NTUC has actually pushed for 6 months maternity leave, I think we got a lot of flicks everywhere. Even some of the female don't support. Reason being, they felt that if I'm away for 6 months, I may lose my job. Yeah, and of course, a lot of companies said that no, you're killing the businesses if you really push for 6 months. Why we have pushed for 6 months is because we do understand that if you talk about breastfeeding, the first 6 months is very important to the growing of a child. And after 4 months maternity leave, a lot of the women, a lot of the mothers, new mothers that we spoke to, would certainly like to continue to breastfeed their child for at least 6 months. Some, if they can, they will do it probably longer, 1 year, 1.5. So while we couldn't get the 6 months maternity leave, what we have been advocating is to really encourage companies to set up lactation rooms. Lactation rooms to allow the mothers who have just returned to work to have a decent place, a private place to continue to lactate, and so that they can actually bring the milk back to feed their babies. And I think so far many companies that we spoke to, especially the bigger organizations, have been quite supportive. But as in whether the employees have the right to take extra breaks to lactate, currently we don't have this provision in the law. It is very much through promotion. Over the last 2 years, there have been quite a fair bit of awareness on parenthood, marriage, and I think a lot of employers do appreciate that we need to have babies because of the declining fertility rate and the aging population. Although the law, we don't have a law to provide for that, we do see more and more companies coming forward to set up lactation room, provide for breaks for the workers. But these are largely the executives, whereby there is more flexibility in times. We can't say so for the rank and file, because if they are working in factories or in plants, they may not have the flexibilities to just leave the line, leave the assembly halfway to express their milk. So those are some practical challenges that we do see. And we also know of cases where if some of those female or new mothers who still want to breastfeed their child for 6 months, they will just extend their maternity leave by another 2 months, as in go into unpaid leave. So it's unpaid. So something that we are also advocating for is that after 4 months, you could also you must have the right to also ask for the 2 months unpaid leave to continue to actually breastfeed your child during this period, or especially for new mothers, they want to be able to take care of their children. So these are things that are already happening, and I think it's quite prevalent as well. New mothers, what we will say is probably don't be shy. Don't be shy to speak up your request. We know of a lot of new mothers who find it very shy to actually request for some privacy to express their milk.
Okay.
I mean, this is a new normal. I mean, there's nothing shy about that. We will also certainly want to encourage them, especially when cases where their reporting officers are male. They find it very difficult. It's still a social taboo for them to say that I want to do this in the office. It is where we hope to really encourage this new trend. I mean, this is something very modern, and this is must be something totally acceptable, and it's not a taboo for us to even request for it. And we are now trying to populate this among the unionized companies to really promote in industries where the workforce is still relatively young, of childbearing age, and where it is largely female, to really go for legalized or to have some provision in the handbook or in the employee terms that for female employees who just gave birth and when they return, there is at least a 15 minutes lactation break for them. So we can either formalize it, or we seek some understanding from the management to allow the female staff as and when it's necessary. Of course, you do not abuse the time that was given to you, but as long as you need to actually express your milk, I think you must have the flexibility to do so. Something which we are promoting. I think by and large, in the unionized company, as I said, for the executives who are very much the office based, we don't have issues with that. They are quite able. Our challenge is really getting a decent place, because it's never too hygienic to do it in the bathroom, in the wash area. So we would like the company to actually devote a space. And space, there's such a big constraint in office space. So our biggest challenge is actually finding a space to actually enable the females, the new mothers, to actually do that. But we will continue to work on that, and under the Work Pro and under Work Pro, and a lot of funding schemes are actually in place to actually support the companies to actually devote some space, and we will actually subsidize, we give them some funding support as long as they are prepared to come up with some family-friendly practices, such as actually creating a lactation room.